Democratic Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman has been a strong supporter of Israel. Senator Fetterman also backs future strikes against Iran if necessary. Senator Fetterman from the great state of Pennsylvania joins me. Nice to talk to you, sir. And under what situation would you think strikes in Iran would be necessary again?
Well, if they are able to create a bomb, honestly, we can never, ever, ever, ever allow Iran to acquire a nuclear bomb, and then that's what's necessary to destroy it and fully destroy it, or just damage it to keep setting it back for years and years until they get the message that you are not allowed to do and pursue these kinds of nuclear ambitions. And I fully support, I don't care if Democrat, Republican issue. I mean, it's about civilization. And now I fully support that. And I believe I was the only Democrat that was actually fully calling for those strikes even before they've done them, and I fully support any future ones to prevent them from developing a nuclear bomb.
Well, that certainly makes a lot of good sense to me, but I look back a little bit in history, and I note that they had a nuclear enrichment program that for years we missed, that nobody knew about. So how do we know when they are reaching that point? Do you have trust in our intelligence gathering and in the Israeli intelligence gathering that we will get that information?
Well, of course. I mean, I never supported the deal originally, and they don't have, well, they have nuclear ambitions, but it had nothing to do with nuclear power for electricity. Enrichment, I don't think you have to get it above 5% for that thing. And they accumulated a significant amount of 90% enrichment. Clearly, that's used for a nuclear weapon. And that's why it was entirely supportive to destroy those, because we have the country with the technology and the weapons to do that. And that's entirely normal things. Now, Iran has to get the message. Stop trying to develop a bomb, because they remain committed to destroying the state of Israel. And it can never allow them to acquire these kinds of technologies and stop pretending that it is nothing more than a program to develop a bomb.
In December this month, you wrote a letter to President Herzog in Israel, correct me if I'm wrong, urging that he pardon Prime Minister Netanyahu. First of all, did you write that letter? Secondly, have you heard back?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure who. That was private. I mean, I wasn't going to make it public or to make those kinds of thing. But I fully support. I think it's entirely appropriate for the prime minister to have a pardon. I mean, the prime minister has led Israel through that awful Gaza war, and now look where we are at the other end of all of it. And now peace is possible. And why would you distract our country with this kinds of this ridiculous trial? It's truly absurd to put him through this after everything they've accomplished through the last 2 years. I think I read the statement that the president made about it. I've effectively been saying the same thing. He's been a war prime minister, the leader, through so much trauma in Israel. And now why put them on trial for these kinds of small ball kinds of thing? I absolutely support a pardon. It's appropriate.
And what do you think Prime Minister Netanyahu's goal was in coming to the United States now?
Well, I think it's to affirm and to strengthen his relationship with the president. I mean, that's smart and that's necessary, because I absolutely constantly push back, whether it's come from my party or even with fringes of the Republican side, to try to convince us to turn our back to Israel. And now for me, that's our special ally. And I fully support to stand and proud with Israel. And that's never going to change for me. And now that's one of the things the president and I strongly happen to agree. And again, that's not going to change either, because it's never been about our parties and the kinds of disagreements that we have in other issues. We are in absolutely lockstep in supporting Israel, and we also call it what it is too, the kinds of peace and the big deal that's been achieved now. And give him the kinds of credit to stand with Israel and to do the kind of things that were necessary to bring us to this point.
Senator John Fetterman, thank you, and Happy New Year, sir.
Oh, you as well, and thanks for having me back.
People think news just happens. It doesn't. It happens because there's someone there to capture the moment, to explain it and share it. That's my job. I go where news breaks and give you the facts. Join me for The Record on Newsmax.